Hello and welcome to Gemma's Window. If you have followed the calculations in the box below and determined you're a power year number 8, you're at the right place. Hiya, 8s. 8s, you do not have to calculate your power year number more than once in a year. Your monthly numbers change, and that's where I come in. If you are an 8, then December is the month of 11 over 2 or 2 for you. So as I shuffle our cards to begin our reading about business, then we're going to talk about love, then we're going to get the best that we can expect from any question that you have, 8s. Let's review what those numbers mean. Okay, 8. 8 is the most karmic number out of your 10-year cycle. So, if you are going to be punished for bad karma or rewarded for good karma, this is an important year where that will manifest. You can also have a reversal of fortune. That can be great and that can be lousy in this month of 8 because it's a big month about finance. Now, the bottom line to the things that have happened to you in this year are about, are you a victim or are you in power of your own life? And a simple switch, it's a simple suggestion. It's not so simple to do, but a simple switch that you can hit to shift gears and get your power back is by not blaming. That's it. That's the cure. And it's to look at your own responsibility for how things ended up, how they are in your life, or a particular situation that you have questions about. So we want to get your power back, 8s, in this year. It's a very karmic year. It's a great year for finance, for asking for that raise, for starting your own business, for coming up with ideas to start your own business. So you're in this month of 11 over 2, 8s, and 11 over 2, which, yes, for practical purposes is also a 2, but I like to specify that when you put that 11 over 2, when it falls like that, it means that you're ultra sensitive in this month of December. It means that you could get surprises that are fantastic and you get double the fun and pleasure, or you can have things that happen that are doubly intense, or you perceive them in an intense manner. There are just times where we're beaten up, we're more vulnerable physically, maybe something's going on that we just don't feel strong enough, and things hit us in a weightier manner. So, that said, 8, let's take a look at what to expect for December 2020 if you are working, if you indeed have a job. Now, the action card that you have is the Moon card, and the Moon is about kind of being hit out of left field with something. It's like you've been led astray, or you thought you were led to believe one thing, but it's something else that's happened, and it can be deceit. It can actually be deceitful too. I'm interested to analyze this a little bit more because where you're coming from is a place of creating boundaries or delegating or having too much on your plate, and the card is saying to you, but you may have already done this, 8s. But if you haven't, the card is saying to you, that's what you need to do. You need to stop trying to run an entire show or thought or idea by yourself, or department by yourself, and start delegating. Now, then we get you to you're very disillusioned because I don't, and I wish I could think. I'm always thinking in the back of my mind while I'm talking on these readings of trying to come up with scenarios. I'm trying to come up with examples for you, and I just can't yet. So anyway, we have you coming from this place of, or maybe you feel like things were divvied up at work at some point, and things were taken away from you, and maybe things have been delegated in a way such that has made you very annoyed and confused as to, wait a minute, I thought I was good at that, and now they've given that to somebody else. In any case, we find you discombobulated in this month and feeling very sensitive and very hurt. And it shows that, you have your work cut out ahead of you. You do have some fires that you need to extinguish and get on to move forward. You kind of got slapped in the kisser over something. But I want to tell you that this particular card of problems is talking about a bunch of small problems and not a big problem or a slew of big problems. So you've got some fancy work ahead of you. You're going to have to face I was going to say demons, but maybe they're not demons at work. Maybe you just have to face your fears and talk to people about how you're feeling. There's a whole lot of upset here, but it may be divided amongst, 10 people, and you have to talk to each one of those people individually or as a group, or make some kind of presentation, or do some kind of covering your tracks to try to make everyone get along. Now, this month of 11 over 2 or 2 for you is about teamwork. 2 means teamwork, working with a team and working with other people. So it may come down to that, where you didn't want to, or you didn't realize, but you kind of have to kowtow and explain to people and try to be a peacemaker and try to smooth things over. I'm going to leave it at that for you, 8s. The more I talk, sometimes the more confusing it can be. Let's take a look at, for those of you 8s that are looking for work. Now, 8s, this can also be for those of you who are working and maybe have sent out some resumes, for those of you who sent out resumes 3 months ago and you're still waiting. It can be all kinds of scenarios, because all words are for you. All words in this reading are for you, 8s. Now, this is my 3rd attempt at recording this segment because I was having trouble with my microphone. And I do these on the spot. So these are spontaneous. There's no going back. There's no looking at what I said and, I'll just say that again. So I hope this one comes out for you, 8s, and I hope that this is the message that you're meant to hear, too. So for those of you who have been looking for work in this month of December, it looks to me like something's going to come through for you. You have the Magician card, which is a major arcana. That means something's happening in the very near future, too. It's also a very strong card, and the Magician is the number 1 card of the deck. It's beginning on that new journey. So we're looking for that new journey. We're looking for that new job. And here we have our 8s, where I think something is going to fall into your lap, but you may have worked very hard to have that manifest. So maybe you did a lot of work 4 months ago, thought that, you fell off of their radar, and boom, suddenly there it is. But I do get this feeling of sloppy, of spontaneous, sloppy, half-cocked kind of thing. It's like you've been sitting there for 4 months waiting for an answer, and now you get the email that says, okay, you're hired, and this project started a month ago in Alabama, so pack your bags and, get on it. I feel like it's that kind of thing, which is a bit annoying to you. And again, now, coming into your future is actually a group of people that are not against you. They actually, from their point of view, are trying to help or advise or come through for you. It's just that, again, it's this hurdle of people and issues that you have to get through. So what's that about? Are there a lot of people giving you advice and mixed signals, and that's confusing you? Are there a lot of people that you have to meet and organize for some reason? Are they going to be working for you or with you? Are there people that are cliquey and you look at them and you're like a little intimidated in some way, but it does reassure you that don't worry, you can be a friend of theirs too, or they're not out to get you just because they have their own fears and they huddle together, kind of thing. So I just feel like you're very self-conscious, Eights. I just feel like you're coming from a place of you thought you were getting blamed for things, or maybe you were blaming yourself for things, and now you're going back into the lion's den feeling like you're still, like, not liked, or you have to win people over. And I feel like that might be the sloppiness of this reading, Eight, is your sensitivity and misconceptions about what are really going on around you. Okay, Eights, let's take a look at romance and relationship. Let us segue from the workplace to romance and relationship, and let's see in this sensitive month of December. Oh gosh, and we know what those holidays, oh Lord. I mean, people get so upset and nervous and whatever. I could go on and on and on. When it comes to holidays, because we have these preconceived notions in our mind about what they should be and who should be around us and how that person should be acting. So let's see, for our Eights, I feel like this is an emotional month for you, because I have a card here that for those of you in a relationship, you're going to feel this abandonment. Now let's say the relationship is not love. Let's say the relationship is your family or your very good friends or who you were counting on. And here you're left, you feel like holding the bag. Like, I thought it was all set what the plans were, or the day was going to be, or this issue. And now I'm kind of left on my own to figure this out. And I think what the suggestion is that for you is, again, you're in an ultra sensitive month, Eight, and you might be getting whacked with a little karmic debt, and or you might be in a situation where you have to get your power back. So stop blaming. I don't, and trust me, I'm giving you what the reading is telling you. This isn't me saying, stop it. I'm really not. But get your power in the situation of whatever this is reflecting, as far, maybe it's a group of people, or maybe it's your love relationship, whatever it is. Get it together, get your plans clear, make it clear what you want and what you're expecting or what you need, and don't find yourself in a last minute tizzy. The final card here talks about that if you get in this final tizzy, and if you determine that, oh, they did this to me, this has happened to me, you're going to take off and perhaps ruin a relationship, because you'll say, okay, that's fine. Well, if you're not going to do A, then I guess I'll just have to go and do D by myself. Bye-bye. And you might fall on your face from that. So be clear about your intentions from the get-go in any of your relationships this month. Let's take a look at sevens who are looking for love and looking for a relationship. And what can we expect? Not sevens, Eights. You're an 8. I know you're an 8. Don't worry. When our 8s are looking for a relationship in this month of December 2020. Okay, 8s. Let's take a gander. Okay, you're looking for love. You're looking for love in this month of December. Looking for somebody maybe to come back. Blah, blah, blah. There's something here, 8s, it's not just the card that impresses me. I have to feel the card. I have to open up my third eye and I have to look at it clairvoyantly and see what are these cards trying to tell our eights who are looking for a relationship or waiting for something. And I just feel like you so want something to get off of the ground, and you do have again a card here that is that you're kind of at the beginning of something. So for many of you, you may very well meet someone, or something's really finally getting off the ground for you as far as romance, and yet you may decide you just want to be friends with this person, or you may realize that I don't know how romantic I feel towards this person, but I just want somebody there, or I'll give it some time and I'll give it a try. And you work at it. You work at it to make it happen. Um, I'm going to leave it at that, eights, because I see our time is moving on here and I don't want to keep you too long. But that could certainly reflect other relationships as well. You may think that, oh my goodness, this person really, really likes me, and I don't know if I feel the same way, but I'm going to give it a try because I want to see, if it can work out and blossom into something more. Or is that vice versa, that they see you as the friend and you want something more? It's more about you, eight, so it's more about you saying, I don't know, I think this is just a friend kind of thing, but I'll give it a whirl. Okay, eights, moving on. Let's take a look. Now, come up, eights, with any question at all that you have. And you can ask again about relationship, again about job. Go ahead. Let's take a look, eights, at what's the best that we can expect in this month of December 2020, for any question at all that you have. Okay, so we have again we do have an emotional reading for you this month. And I just think for some of you, eights, for this month, it just looks like it can be tough. It can be tough. It can be eye-opening. But you can't move forward until you really understand the relationship for what it is, or the situation for what it is. You can't fix it until you understand that there's something to be fixed. And a lot of you are dragging around a lot of emotion about, yeah, okay, I know that this person did this to me, but if I make a great big fuss, then what if I ruin the time for all these other people, or I ruin the experience, or I ruin the job, or I present the wrong information to an employer or employee or a client or whatever. I have to keep my emotion intact and kind of suck it up here. I've got to take one for the team, kind of thing. And the team, let's say you're in a relationship and your question is about your relationship. Your team might be you and that one other person. And you say, I'm not thrilled about something, but gosh, if I make a mountain out of a molehill, or I really go for it, or I break up with them or threaten them, I could really lose them. Now, what's interesting is that there's this about face that if you can compose yourself / hang in there / be quiet and listen to what somebody else has to say and face it, you can take your power back and say, okay, I'll take my responsibility in all of this, but you're going to take yours as well. You can have an about face which changes around the whole dynamic of what is happening and have a very positive outcome. Wow, I'm going to break out into a sweat, eights. So I don't want to explain that anymore because I think I think I nailed it. What I have here as far as information. So if you need to hear it again, then would you replay it? Because I don't want to make it more confusing than it is. Please subscribe if you haven't already, Eights. It was lovely spending time with you. Next year, you're going to be in a year of endings in your year of 9, so it's going to be interesting to learn about the new numbers and what they mean for you. If you'd like to find me or talk to me on a one-to-one, hop onto my website at gemmaswindow@gmail.com. Okay, 8, see you next time. Bye for now.